Hey, what is going on, everyone? In today's video, I want to talk about how to go from a skinny fat body, skinny fat physique, to a physique that is lean and that is strong and that is muscular. So the problem with the skinny fat physique is that, well, you are both skinny and you have excess body fat. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you believe you have a skinny fat physique. You are thin, you look slim in clothes, but when you take your shirt off, you clearly have too much body fat. What little muscle you do have is blurred by excessive body fat, which is usually around the midsection of the body of the skinny fat person. Now, this physique can be a little embarrassing. You feel weak, you feel small, but you also have this body fat that just doesn't look good. Maybe you're embarrassed by the way you look, you lack confidence, you don't like what you see in the mirror, and you're just embarrassed by it. You just don't have the body that you want because you're both weak, you're small, you're slim, and you lack muscle, but you also just have this extra body fat that you don't want to be carrying around. It can be, a bad look, right? And so if you're watching this video, there is actually a very simple process that you can follow and completely transform the way that you look, the way that you feel, and the way that you present yourself so that you can be confident in your body, so that you can feel good about having strength and muscle and a lean, chiseled physique. And so step one, when it comes to having too much body fat, this honestly just comes down to one thing, and that is the amount of calories that you are consuming. If you have extra body fat, it's because you have either overconsumed calories or you are continuing to overconsume calories, and you're probably adding more and more body fat without even realizing it. And so the first thing that you need to do, step one, is that you need to eat in a modest calorie deficit to drop body fat, but also it's a moderate calorie deficit so that you are still eating enough calories to where you can still build muscle at the same time. Because the good news about the skinny fat physique is that you can actually lose fat and build dense, rock hard, strong muscle over the same period of time. Okay, so that's the good news. You can build muscle and lose fat over the same period of time. And so, but the first step is that you want to dial in your nutrition. You want to dial in the diet. You want to create a calorie deficit where you are burning more calories than your body needs to maintain its weight. And so the easiest way to go about doing this is just to take your current body weight. If you're skinny fat, you probably don't even have that much fat anyways to lose. And so this is a good rule of thumb, is to take your current body weight, multiply that number by 15, and then what you're going to do is you're going to subtract 400 calories from that number. This is a moderate calorie deficit that'll allow you to drop about 1 to 1.5 pounds of fat per week while building muscle. And we'll get into that step here in a second. But you're going to take your body weight, multiply it by 15, subtract 400. That is the amount of calories you need to eat every single day. Now, you might need to adjust this until you're losing about 1 pound of fat per week, but that is a very good amount of fat to lose per week, especially if you're also going to be focusing on putting on muscle. But the first step is to dial in the nutrition, dial in the calories so that your body will lose fat. Step number 2 is that you need to strength train 3 days per week. If you cannot expect your body to put on any muscle or any size without getting stronger in the gym. You have to get stronger in the gym. You must get stronger on key lifts, and I'll kind of explain that here in a second, but you need to get stronger on key exercises that are going to add muscle mass, add muscle to your body, so that you will also get bigger and not be so slim, and develop that muscular physique that you're so wanting to have. That only happens when you get stronger in the gym. I don't care what anyone else says. There's only one way to build muscle, unless you are just on drugs, and that is to get stronger on key lifts 3 days per week on non-consecutive days. For me, I like to do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday routine. where I'm focusing on key lifts like the incline bench press to build the upper chest. I'm focusing on the overhead press to, focus on building up my shoulders. You can also focus on like weighted chin-ups or weighted pull-ups to build a bigger and wider back and biceps. I also focus on, squats and deadlifts, like Romanian deadlifts and Bulgarian split squats. I've even recently been, back squatting a little bit, just kind of experimenting with that. But these key lifts are what are going to add muscle to your frame, while you're also dropping body fat through the calorie deficit. Okay, so step 1 is the calorie deficit. Step 2 is you need to get stronger in the gym. Now, on top of all of this, and you could say, I guess this is another step, but when it comes to your calories, you need to prioritize protein in your diet from sources like meat and dairy. You can throw in protein shakes like that. I said dairy, so like Greek yogurt, milk, eggs, and all of that. You want to get about 0.8 grams per pound of body weight every single day in protein, which is going to basically permit your body to build muscle, to put on muscle. So when you get stronger in the gym, muscle is a byproduct of strength. It is a functional response to getting stronger on these key lifts that I described a second ago. When you get stronger over time, when you progressively overload and stress your muscles with progressively heavier weights, your body is forced to put on muscle. It must respond, right? It's a stress adaptation. And so, if this week you're benching 200 pounds, next week you're benching 205, the next week you're benching 210, that's indicative that you're getting stronger and indicative that you are putting on muscle. Strength is the greatest indicator that you are adding muscle to your body. And so in order to so that's like the stimulus. When you strength train, you are stimulating your body to add muscle. But when you eat enough protein, you're supporting your body with the building blocks that it needs to add muscle to your body. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But so that's step 2, is to build strength in the gym. Step 3 is that once you have lost enough body fat through this calorie deficit, and I'll explain like a really good rule of thumb to kind of gauge where you're at and if you're ready to transition into a lean bulk. But step 3 is that once you've lost enough body fat, you will be ready to transition into a full-blown lean bulk where you are now focusing primarily on putting on muscle. So you can build muscle while you're in a calorie deficit. It's just not going to be the maximum amount of muscle, and that's okay, because you want to lose body fat first primarily so that you look leaner at first. I think it's better to get lean first and then learn how to stay lean and then focus on building muscle and strength at the maximum rate possible while you are already lean. That way you look good year round. You're not bulking up first and gaining a bunch of extra body fat that you're going to have to cut later and potentially sacrifice a lot of that muscle mass that you gain. I think it's better to go ahead and get lean first and then focus on building muscle so that you look good all the time, right? And so the third step is that once you specifically get your waistline around your belly button height down to about 45% of your height, this is the best way, I think, to basically track where your body fat's at. Once your waistline around your belly button is 45% of your height, you will be ready to transition into a lean bulk. I do have another video on basically how to do this, how to transition successfully from cutting to lean bulking. I'll put the link in the description or somewhere on this video here on the screen. I highly encourage you to watch that, because once you're ready to lean bulk, it's very, very important. It's a very important time where you have to transition smoothly from cutting to lean bulking so that you don't immediately gain a bunch of fat when you go into your bulk. That way you look good and you can maintain your level of leanness and, ab definition and all of that, if that's something you care about. If it's not, then, I don't know. But on this channel, I really care about looking good year round and maintaining a certain level of relative leanness while building strength and muscle. Okay, so that's step number 3. So really, when it comes to, you know, that calorie deficit and cutting body fat, I think a good goal to strive for is to get your waistline down to 45% of your height around your belly button. So this will require you to buy one of those like white tape measures or whatever that you put around your waist. You know, I encourage you to do this, you know, maybe measure your belly button, measure your waistline, you know, I do it every Friday morning. So, you know, once a week, just take that measurement. And if it is steadily going down each week, you know, basically for every 5 pounds that you lose, is it going to be about an inch off your waist? Is it kind of a general rule of thumb? Now, I understand, you know, we all have different fat distribution patterns and, you know, based on genetics and where we carry fat, you know, all of that. But a good general rule of thumb is that for every 5 pounds of fat that you cut and that you lose, you're going to lose about 1 inch off your waist. It's good general rule of thumb, like I said. And so once your waistline is down to that 45% of your height, this is going to indicate that you now have a really good waist to shoulder ratio, and you are ready now to transition into focusing primarily on building strength and putting on muscle at a much faster rate. And I think this is the best way to go about transforming your body from skinny, fat, and weak to lean, strong, and muscular, because this way you look good all year round, right? And so I'll give you a bonus tip. You need to stay consistent with this process. A lot of guys give up. So step number 4 would be to stay consistent in doing the right things, dialing in your nutrition and your diet, dialing in your training, your strength training, getting progressively stronger. Which, by the way, when you do transition into a lean bulk, your strength is going to go through the roof. Those extra calories are going to allow you to get stronger and build even more muscle, because you are now focused. Your calories have been brought up. You have a lot more energy available for your body to put on strength, to put on muscle. And so your strength and muscle gains are just going to skyrocket at that point once you go into that calorie surplus that I talk about in that other video on how to transition from cutting to lean bulking. Definitely want you to check that out. So those would be the 4 steps, you know, the 3 steps. And then that 4th bonus step is number 1, you got to eat in a calorie deficit to lose body fat. Number 2, you need to strength train 3 days per week to build muscle, to add size to your frame. And you can do this while you're eating in a calorie deficit. And then step 3, it's just going to skyrocket this process of building strength and muscle when you transition from cutting, once you're down to 45% of your height around your waist, around your belly button, into a proper lean bulk where you go into a calorie surplus where your body is now just primed to add strength and muscle. And then that 4th step is that you have to stay consistent with these things in order to see the long-term results that you want to see. You know, I recommend sticking to a routine, to a program for at least 6 months to a year. I mean, you know, if you're a beginner, even if you're an intermediate, you can put on, you know, 2 to 3 pounds of muscle per month. Maybe not during the calorie deficit, depending on how much body fat you do have, because body fat is stored energy. And so you have this energy stored on your person that can be converted to, you know, basically used to build muscle. So depending on how much fat you do have to lose with your skinny fat physique, you might have enough fat on your body to eat in a 400 calorie deficit and be adding, you know, a couple pounds of muscle per month and kind of experience this body recomposition effect where, you know, you are losing fat, but you're also putting on a significant, you know, amount of muscle. That can happen. That does happen. But, you know, as a natural, you know, drug-free, you know, beginner, maybe even intermediate, depending on where you're at in your fitness journey, you can add, you know, 2 pounds of muscle per month, 3 pounds of muscle per month while you're losing fat. And then once you've gotten to that spot where, you know, you're ready to lean bulk, like, it's just going to skyrocket from there. You're going to look amazing, and you will dramatically change how you look and how you feel. This is the best way to go about transforming your body from skinny, fat, and weak to lean, strong, and muscular. I've done it, I'm doing it, and I'm teaching you how to do it too. because I know how it has made me feel so much better about myself, so much more confident and strong, and yeah, just better. So I look better, I feel better, and it's amazing. So I want to teach you how to do the same thing. So go back to this video, listen to it again. If something doesn't make sense, I would love for you to comment below and let me know, if you have any questions. If you need help, just getting started on this journey to transform your body from skinny fat into lean, strong, and muscular, I have a free nutrition plan and workout routine that you can follow. And I'll help you get started over the next, 30 days to lose fat, to lose your first several pounds of fat while you begin to put on, strong, dense, rock hard muscle with these key lifts that I talked about earlier. So if you go to adamfarrellfitness.com/jumpstart, I will send you my free 30-day fitness jumpstart guide for absolutely free. And like I said, this is a nutrition plan and a workout routine that you can follow. And you can follow this for 6 months to a year if you want to. You can follow this routine. The secret is that once you plateau on an exercise, once your strength starts to plateau, the secret is to swap out exercises and to keep making progress. I do have another video on that as well. You can watch it. I'll try to link to that in the description if I remember as well. Basically what happens when your strength plateaus. I'll try to put that on the video here for you as well, or link it in the description. But would love to hear from you in the comments. What was helpful? What do you need help with? What would you like to see more of? And go to adamfarrellfitness.com/jumpstart, and I will send you that free nutrition plan and workout routine to help you transform your body from skinny, fat, and weak to lean, strong, and muscular. So I hope you like this video. Like it, subscribe to my channel if you found this helpful, and I will see you in another one really soon.